Hey guys, welcome to Joy Time. Hey, check it out. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about these green seed lids, okay? We've been using these. We're in a series right now. I'm showing you all sorts of different combined growing methods, different containers, and people have been really enjoying some of the stuff we're putting out there, but there were some questions, okay? So we're going to go back and revisit it. We're going to give a few more details so that these unusual methods I want to explain a little bit more. There was a few questions, so we want to go back and revisit them just a little bit so that you guys can follow right along. So today we're going to talk more about these green seed lids. We've been using them from everything from automatic watering systems to microgreens to towers. We've been doing tons, right? Go back and check some of the videos. There's a lot of great stuff. But today we're going to focus in with a few more details on just how to do the microgreens because there was a couple questions there. I'm pretty sure everyone knows they're basically normally used for sprouting with the mason jars, right? So I'm pretty sure everyone probably is pretty familiar with how to do that. If you want me to do a video on that, let me know in the comments and I'll go back and do that. But the questions that we've mostly been having lately is about exactly how we do microgreens with these. I've kind of talked on a timeline of my own discovery of different ways to use the seed lid, but I want to go in and dwell and give a few more details on each method to try and answer people's questions so that everyone can follow along and do it, right? So today, we're focusing in on microgreens in particular in our green seed sprouting lids. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, guys. So the first decision to make is where your microgreens are going to finally rest, where they're going to mature. Okay, if they're going to finally be in a mason jar, then you want to start with the lids with the screw side going down and the legs going up, or basic upright position. Okay, so you want to be able to screw it onto a mason jar. So if it's going to end up on a mason jar, then you want to put the seeds on top when it's oriented straight up and down. Okay, everything else is going to be opposite from that. So here's another option. If it was going to end up in a red solo cup, whether you're in a cup holder or in a tower, then you're going to want to start with the lid inverted. Okay, everything else not on a mason jar is basically going to be inverted. So if you're going in a red solo cup, you're going to start with the feet down and the inversion, the screw side up. Okay, this is true also if you're going to grow it on a plate, right? You want it inverted as we show here, because that's another method you could do. That works great if you're doing like the stackable rack system that we talked about, the 1 square foot hydroponic garden. And in the towers, you can go inverted as well. Okay, and those fit in there just perfect. All right. So that's the beginning, making that choice of how you want to orient it. Okay, so first thing we do is we get our lids all laid out. Okay, here we've got 12 lids. We're probably going to end up using about 9 of them for our microgreens, and the other ones we'll use for our automatic watering. Okay, all right, that's the beauty of this system. If you're doing the lids, it's that you can do lots of small quantities of microgreens. Okay, if I wanted to do like 6 lids of all the same thing, I would probably just do a full-size plate. But this allows you just a whole banquet or a whole buffet of different microgreens to try. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to be trying some new ones today too. So we'll see how that works out. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so here's our buffet for today. Okay, we've got 9 different things. We've got 4 different styles of radishes, because you know I love my radish microgreens, I really do. And then we're trying some new things up top as well, including basil and some coriander and some arugula and some others as well. So it's going to be good. Well, let's take a peek at each one. Okay, so here's our rainbow radish, and this one here is a red arrow radish. Those are both really good. This is daikon radish, that's a white radish. And this is a rainbow radish, that's a dark purple radish. It comes out really nice, it's got a nice view to it. There's some amaranth, that's red. Basil that we're trying for the first time. Coriander, that's some arugula. And lastly, we have a kale trio that we're gonna try. Okay, so these look good. It'll be fun to see how these work out. Okay, guys, so normally your larger seeds will need a pre-soak, okay? I'm going to skip that step. That's one of the benefits of this method. And my reasoning behind that is because it's already going to that automatic watering system where it's basically going to pre-soak in place. So that allows you just to set it and forget it. The pre-soak will happen because it's already in that pool of water. When you do the automatic watering, it's already getting its pre-soak. So you can skip that step entirely and pre-soak in place, I guess is what you would say. And that's been working really, really well for me. The little seeds you wouldn't pre-soak anyways. You'll see that here coming up. But the larger ones you normally do. But we're actually get to skip that step. We're just going to give them a rinse, and then we're going to drain them and let them fall to the bottom of the container, just like you see here. Yeah, so normally if the jar wasn't on there, the seeds might fall into the little rim around the edge, and that could be problematic, but the jar actually stops that from happening. So that's a great way, is just to give them a rinse and then drain them out. Make sure you drain all the water, and the seeds will be sitting pretty much right there, right where they're going to stay. So it works out really, really well. Okay, so here it is on one of our radishes, and we're just going to repeat that process going forward for the other four, okay? And it's going to come out and it's going to look just like this. So here are our four radish seed lids, all loaded up, ready to go, and we've put a little bit of water in the green tray, okay? Just enough to kind of get it right where they're kind of saturated, and then we're just going to add our automated watering system to that, and it's going to work out perfect, okay? But this is what they look like, and they're just saturated with water, and they're going to stay just like that. Here's a shot to show you just how much water's in there. You can see it's just right at the level of the seed. So that's awesome. It's going to work out really well. It's going to basically accomplish our pre-soak for us. And yeah, that's been working really good for me. So we're going to continue to do that going forward. Now, on our other seeds, many of them are very small, so they will slip right through the mesh of the green tray. So what we're going to have to do is put just a small piece of toilet paper on there, usually single ply. We're just using it like a net. I use Scott brand toilet paper, just single ply. You just want to put it on there. You can tear off the corners a little bit, just make it kind of fit in there. And then when you spray it with a little bit of water, it'll just act like a little bit of net that's going to catch all those seeds, okay? So you don't want a whole bunch of it. You don't want double layers. You definitely don't want to do like a paper towel because a lot of the roots won't make it down through that. And we want to be bottom watering these things, so we want the roots to go down through it. So we want just the simplest method we can employ just to act like a little bit of a net to catch the seeds, but allow the roots to continue downward into the water. And so after we've done that, this is where we're at, okay? So the four on the left, those are actually our radishes, and then the five on the right, those are the other ones, right? The one I'm really kind of concerned with is the basil. I've never grown that as a microgreen before. I've grown it as a full plant, but the basil's kind of released like a blue dye, and it's got kind of a weird jelly kind of mesh to it. So I don't have a lot of hope on that one going forward. We'll have to see. Maybe a few of the plants will make it, but that one, maybe not. So if you've done basil before and you've got some tips, then put them in the comments so that we can all learn together, right? But I think the other ones are going to be just fine. Maybe the basil will surprise us, but that one really kind of freaked me out a little bit. It kind of made like grape jelly. So it kind of reminded me of Willy Wonka, right? But we'll see what happens. It'll be an experiment, and we'll see going forward because I'll be posting pics as these things grow, right? But that's where we're at right now. We've got our radishes on our left, the four radishes. We've got the five other ones on the right. And then we've got an extra lid that's going to do our automatic watering, okay? And just to reiterate, so the ones on the left, the larger radishes, we did rinse those off. The other ones, we just put down a sheet of toilet paper, we sprayed the toilet paper, and then we just poured the seeds directly onto the green rims without soaking them or rinsing them at all, okay? So that's what you're going to want to have to do. If you try to rinse them, they're just going to get sticky. They're not going to come out of the jar. It's going to be a big mess. So just pour the dry seeds directly on the soaked toilet paper that's on the green rims, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So here's the plate with the radish microgreens right here. This is up top. We've just got it sitting in our 1 square foot hydroponic tower right now. Now you could continue to grow these on the plate, right? But there's also advantages to moving them over to the tower. What we're going to do is we're going to wait until the roots get down about 1 inch, maybe just a little more than 1 inch, and then we'll grab them off these plates and go stick them on the tower, okay? That will help expose them to the light, and there's just a lot of other reasons that we may want to just move them to the tower anyways. So here's a little closer look so you can see the level of water that's there right now. Give you just a little bit of a close up. You can see it's just right over the seeds, okay? So they're soaking as they sit there right now. Now, depending upon your environment, you may want to keep some seeds in the dark. You may want a humidity dome for some seeds. It's going to depend on how much light you have, where they're placed, and what the humidity is like where you live, and how hot your house is, and a lot of different things. But there's lots of different things you can do. You can cover them with these half-size plates. You can cover them with a solo cup, and you can cover them even with a full-size plate. So this kind of just shows a few different methods that you can use to help keep them in the dark and or act as a humidity dome, which may be necessary. It might not. You can kind of experiment for yourself and see if you need to do so or not. So let's jump ahead and check out some of our germination. It's been about 2 days, okay? And this is the second plate with the 5 variations on it. And we've got some really good germination. Not all of them have germinated, but some of them have quite strongly. It's all the seeds are going to germinate at different rates. You'll just have to kind of monitor and see what that is for each variety. But that's part of the reason of doing different varieties, so you can learn all the ins and outs and if you like them or don't like them and that kind of thing. But what you'll see here is we've got some real good germination on the one. I believe that's coriander. I'm having a hard time remembering where I placed that one, but let's look a little closer at that one. It's booming pretty good. So yeah, a lot of good germination on that one. It's just going to town. We're going to wait until the roots get down about 1 inch, and then we'll take them off of these plates, maybe a little more than an inch, and we'll stick them in that tower. We've also got real good germination going here. This is some of the real small little ones. That's the arugula, I believe, and it's germinating, as you can tell. And several of them are. The basil I'm still a little bit concerned with. I don't know if that's going to go. And that's the arugula there, and it's just starting. But yeah, generally, the seeds are starting to pop. It's only been like 2 days, so soon they'll all be going. The radishes are taking off like wildfire, though. 3 of them are just really booming. The rainbow radish is a little slower. That's just the nature of him, but he'll be coming right along. Look how nice. Look how good those are just popping. They're popping, baby. I love it. So yeah, so this is the beginning of how it works. And again, I'm going to cut the video here. I'm not going to try and wait another few days because I wanted to get this information out to you guys and let you guys start and follow along, right? So this is microgreens with the green seed lids. And then they're eventually going to be moving into the tower. So that's why we did them this way. When we do move them into the tower and then roots are down, I'll take some more videos of that and show you that. But this is just getting you started, getting them in there, getting them placed, and getting them soaking with the automatic watering method. So after a few of these get where their roots are long enough and it's time to transfer, I'll take another video of that and we'll place them in the tower for you so you can see them in the stackable tower. And that's going to work great just to get it right up by the window and be able to have them displayed, and it just works really nice. So it's going to be a really good size for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to find some good use out of that stackable tower. But that's what we got for today, guys. Leave me some comments, guys. I want to have more interaction with y'all. Let me know where you're at, what you're growing, what you like, and just that you're there, right? I'm trying to make a lot of videos for y'all. So hopefully you guys appreciate it. Yeah, this is Troy time. There's a ton of stuff ahead, guys. I still got lots more indoor systems I haven't even shown yet, some outdoor systems, some big stuff, some small stuff. I'm trying to cater for everyone, right? I want everyone to have a garden. I want anyone that wants to grow a garden to be able to do so. We're trying to keep it cheap. We're trying to keep it inexpensive. We're trying to keep it simple, right? Indoors and outdoors, trying to do the hydroponics, a little bit of the soil too, but I really like the hydroponics, guys. That's really where it's at. So that's what we got for today, guys. We always appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and share. This is Troy time. Check back soon because we got lots more videos coming. Good talking with you guys. We'll talk to you again soon. I'm out.